南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。南无本师释迦牟尼佛。This means that we seek refuge in the fundamental teacher, Sakyamuni Buddha. The Sutra opening Gatha, the Dhamma infinitely profound and subtle, is rarely encountered even in a million kalpas. Now we are able to hear, to study, and to practice. May we fully understand and realize the Tathagata's true teachings. So, okay, I came back on on Sunday night. So it was a very short trip. I just wanted to show you. You want lights off or lights on? Can you see clearly with the lights on? So this is the mold. This is the mold, the plaster mold, the silicone mold. You see the next one. You see him? That was the one that you saw. Oh, Joyce, by the way, this is the Buddha for the Future Meditation Center. Yeah, I just came back from a trip going to do some chanting the purification ceremony. So this is the big one-to-one proportion, one-to-one silicone mold. So you see the back one, the mud one, is already like cracking, right? Yeah. But still the owner didn't want to remove him. He just couldn't let go of this mud mold. He just couldn't let go. So I said, "Are you not going to break it up?" He said, "No, Sifu, not yet. I'm not ready yet." I said, "Okay." So this is the oh, and you see that there's half a head here. Actually, he make one extra head, just an extra head. So this we arrived there on the 22nd. So we left here on the midnight of 20th, got to Hong Kong, and then took a train. Next morning, took a 5 hours train. Yeah, no, 6 hours train. 6 hour train to this place, to the factory. So, and this is the original drawing, the painting. It's a pencil. So it's done by Mr. Chen. Because I took it from the side, so it's sort of lopsided. We have changed a lot since then, since the first drawing. So I wanted to show you what we have done. You see this head here? It's very clear, isn't it? And the mold and the original mud. So this is the factory. So this is the factory. So he was sitting on the floor, but in the future he was be sitting like about halfway of this this platform. So he will still be raised. You see, this guy is actually doing some fine sculpturing on this big Buddha. This is way much taller than this one. I think it's almost 1.5 size of this one. So, but everybody actually fell in love with him. Everybody was so happy on this Buddha. They said they have never seen any design like this before. So on the morning of 23rd, we just got some flowers, some fruits, and borrow cloth from them. You see this Buddha here at the back, and there's another big Buddha here. They are wrapping it up to allow it to actually to seasoned. Is that what you call it? Yeah, to seasoned. And then they will open and then do some work again, and then wrap it up again and allow it to season for almost a year, so that it doesn't crack so easily. So it will be the same with ours, Sakyamuni Buddha. So Tan Sifu and Meijin were there helping, and it was a very small ceremony, but very simple ceremony. But yet everybody was very happy. So they moved the Buddha out. Eventually, they moved it out and put it on the platform. So we brought back some chocolate. So we took the chocolate cell for offering. And it's so strange when we went to pick the fruits. So Chinese has a way of thinking is the types of fruits, the varieties cannot be an odd number. It's an omen to have an even number, like 10 varieties or 8, no 7 or 9, all right? So they picked and pick and pick. And this lady who went with us, her name is Lisa, and she said, how many types of fruits we have? So Tan Sifu counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. She said, oh, that's good. And we went to buy flowers. I didn't leave the car because I was already sick at that time. So we bought flowers and then we pay for it. You know how much is it? Total is 108. 108 is an auspicious number in the Buddhist sense. Like, you know, the long beads that we have is always 108. Yeah, it's a multiple of 7. So it was just everything was sort of like auspicious. So we started at 10:30. You look at the fruits, so pretty, eh? All these fruits so pretty, and together with the red candles. And normally I don't like red candles. It looks so like, what do you call? Lo tou. Like so red, right? Just so red. But it looks really nice on that day. And I told Mr. I said to him, this is him here. This is him here. He's the same age as me. Was born on the same year, 1955. He was 6 months. He's six months older than me. And I told him, you know, I said I really like this silicone Buddha. He said, if you like it, I can spray it like the same color as the mud. I said, yeah, why don't we spray it? Then I don't need to do a wood one. He said, I am quite worried about the wood one because the mud mold is so gracious. It looks so nice. And he said, I don't know how good I could, how close I could make with the wood, because wood is so rigid, right? And it's, you know, the flexibility is very limited. But mud is, you can actually mold it all, you know, so easily. He said, Sifu, if you like, I can spray the silicone. I said, you spray it anyway. He said, yeah, I'm going to send it to you. You know, anyway, I'm going to send it to you. I said, are you sure? Yeah, I put it in a container and send it together with the big Buddha and send it to you. Then you have 2 Buddhas. Oh, wow, that's nice. Maybe that's a good sign. Maybe that we've got another center coming up. Who knows, right? So we started the purification process at 10:30. We finished by 11:10. So we walk around, and this is the cedar. This is the red cedar. It's going to make the head. It's going to be. It's because it's. Oh, I can't remember how big, how wide it is. It could be this wide, maybe 3 feet. Yeah, 3 feet, maybe a little bit more than 3 feet wide. But it's 4.1 meter high, so it's enough to make the head and the center of the body from top to the bottom. So the center will be one big piece with this big piece, and then they will assemble pieces onto the side and onto the back and onto the knees, possibly. Yeah. So the big it's going to make up with Taiwan red cedar, because the Canadian red cedar has a really funny smell, not nice. But the Taiwan red cedar has a very sweet and fragrant smell. And he's going to save up all that chips for us, and it's going to make beads, rosary beads. Yeah. and the what you call when you scrape the scrapings, the shavings. We're going to put that into little bags to make like the fragrance bags. Yeah, so they won't be wasted. So he moved all the wood out. The wood were all piled up in the back. But that day the day before, he actually moved all the wood out, and he said, "This is the wood that we're going to use for for the head and the body." And then many other yellow cedars for the platforms and for the altar table, and another a lot of other loose pieces of red cedars for the side. So we did the purification anyway. Yeah, we did the ceremony anyway. So these are the workers. Look at him. That is him. That is his son, and he is going to be responsible to actually open up the wood. He's a very nice fellow, nice, very respectful, and these few people are going to help him. And this one actually made our mokyu. We bought a bigger mokyu, and he actually made that mokyu, this bigger fish, actually make that size, because the hall will be big, right? This is too mini for the hall. So we ordered already this big mokyu from one piece of wood. And we ordered a gong already, a big gong, this size. The sounds was very good. Yeah. So that is the people from the factory. Let me see, the two Buddhas overlooking everybody, taking care of everybody. And then these are the people who went with us. Smejan, you see this? A man from Hong Kong. She's from China, and she's from China. And Lisa and Sophia from Vancouver too. So 8 of us, and Tansifu. So 8 of us were there. 6 or 8. 8 of us, yeah. 8 of us were there for the whole ceremony. So there's a big progress for the Buddha. Okay. Machen asked me, Machen said, "Sifu, you are very strange." I said, "Why?" Because people never show the Buddha before inauguration. I said, "Oh, well, I'm very modern. I show everything." I show every step so that people know the progress, and people are aware, and they know that, it's making progress. It's not really stagnant, right? So it doesn't matter if they see it now, doesn't matter if they see it later. But I think it would be nice to keep track on it, right? Yeah. So you can see it from nothing to now, and then later on we'll be carving. And hopefully we'll be able to collect all these pictures and videos to make a documentary of this making of the Buddha. And even the owner, Mr. Ng, was so happy. He said, "Oh, Sifu, I said, you should have been taking all these pictures, and rather us coming to take all the pictures." But he was too busy. He's a very, very nice man. So that's it. Okay, good. Yeah. So chapter 32. Going back to, Joyce, we are studying a book, a literature. It's called the chapter 42 chapters, the Sutra of 42 chapters. And this whole teaching has 42 chapters in it. Now we are reaching chapter 32. So if you want to have the note of this, you can leave your email address with Eva. She will send it to you if you want. Okay. So chapter 32 is the same. You would wonder why in the last few chapters, starting from the last few chapters, the Buddha kept talking about desires, and more desires, and more desires. And 32 is still desire, okay? So desire leads to fear. The Buddha said, fear arises from worry. worry arises from craving and desire. So craving and desire, we know these are very common qualities that we possess, right? And when we don't have it, we wish that we will have something, okay? And when we really succeeded in getting something, we would what? We would like to have more, or even more, or even more. And when we do have more of those things, we will start to worry about, oh, maybe one day I will lose it. Then we'll start to worry about thinking about how to what? Protect it, how to save it, right? And how to secure it. I'm going to secure. So when we say secure, that means we are actually afraid of losing it. Yeah. So there is a lot of worry when that craving and desire arises. If we really lose it, what do you think that we will feel? Sadness, dukkha. What's dukkha? Sufferings, dissatisfactions, right? Unhappy. So dukkha will arise if this craving and desires starts to leave us. And so therefore the Buddha said, because of fear that arises from worry, and worry arises from craving and desire. So the main cause of our worry and the fear actually are craving. Yeah, craving and desire. Because of craving and desire, that's why we start to worry and start to be fearful. So if we abandon the desire, if we abandon the craving, or if we cannot abandon craving, at least we can minimize craving, then proportionally speaking, do you think that worry and fear will start to become weaker and less and less? Definite, right? That's the nature of the law. This is a balance. This is a scale. So is desire and worry on this end, desire, craving and desire on this end. So if we have more desire, that means this end will be heavier. So that means this side is less. That means the balance of the mind is less, right? So if we have less craving and less desire, that means more balance on this side. So it's a scale all the time because we only have one mind. So we cannot have a craving mind at the same time a balanced mind. It's either balance or it's either craving. Because at any one moment of life, only one thought could happen at one moment of life. But we don't understand because we don't really comprehend the time lapse of one moment. And we always think that time lapse of one moment, the duration of one moment is so long. But the duration of moment is so fast, it's so flickering. Even this is too long already. So you can see at any moment of life, only one kind of thought or one kind of mental formation could happen. Yeah? It's either skillful or unskillful. It's either craving or letting go. So this scale tells you where you are, where your mind is. Okay? So if we abandon the desire, then we will not be fearful anymore. Those worries, if we are worried, where do we direct all those worries to? if you're worried.
Physical manifestation, right?
It could be physical manifestation. You direct the worry to yourself, right? Yeah. Or if that worry becomes so powerful and you cannot contain it anymore in here, where do you direct it to? You express it, right? You express it through your verbal, through your physical, or even through your mental action. So you can see, you can see it's happening in our society a lot. You can see there is so much addiction, abuse of substances. Why? Because I think the background is a lot of craving and desires not being fulfilled, and people are so fearful, and they rather they rather drug themselves and be sort of like, it seems that they are in the other different world, and everything in this world doesn't matter anymore. It seems when they become sober again, then it haunts on them again. Then they go on more drugs, and there's a vicious cycle. Okay, so the fear and the worry causes so much sufferings, and the fear and the worry actually is the suffering itself, isn't it? It is a very big suffering. And if we don't actually see it the way it is, we can easily lead astray by it. And without knowing, we follow it without knowing. So the Buddha said, if you abandon desire, what fear or worry could you have? Really, if we can abandon that. But is it possible to abandon desire completely? It is possible, but maybe not now. It is possible. If it's not possible, the Buddha wouldn't teach it that way. Otherwise, he will be a liar. He abandoned all the desire. He abandoned all the craving. That's why he become a Buddha. It's possible. It is possible, but it's difficult. It's not easy because we are not strong enough. We are not aware enough. We are not grounded enough. And we are not, mostly, we are not wise enough. And we are constantly blinded by our craving and desire. And that's why we become unwise when we are blindfolded by it, right? That's the most important factor because we are not wise. And we don't see ourselves falling into the trap. Okay, if you remember, I don't know whether you have reached that chapter yet, in the Buddha's word, where these two men dragging a man and throwing him into the pit. Have you reached that yet? Yeah, the two men dragging a man and throwing him into the pit. The two men actually depicting the desires and craving. It will come in one of the chapters, I think. I can't remember, chapter 6 or chapter 7, I can't remember. When he's talking about craving and hatred and anger and all that. Okay, so tonight I want to revise with you what is dukkha. So you're going to tell me the answers. Okay. So how many kinds of dukkha, basically? The Buddha said. Basic. This is basic Buddhist knowledge. Well, you can say that 3, but generally they don't generalize that as 3. Okay, I'll give you a hint. So 8 kinds of sufferings. 8 types of sufferings. Oh, yes. Okay, the first one I give you, birth.
Aging.
Good.
Sickness.
Good. Very logical.
Death.
Good. Very logical. At death, what do you do? With No. What when you die, what do you do with your family? Good. Okay, you separate from your beloved ones, and so that actually brings up you lose all your possession, or is it something that you like?
Not getting what you want.
Very good. I like this. Not getting what one wants. Okay. Okay. And not getting what one wants, this is okay. I mean, I want this and I don't get it. Okay, I create a lot of dukkha for myself. But on the other hand, sometimes you encounter with somebody who you like her. Yeah, so very good, Laurie. Okay, encountering with those one doesn't like, or you don't want it. All right. So what's the last one? The most important one. No. The dukkha. Why do we suffer? Yes. Yes, the 5 aggregates. What is meant by 5 aggregates? Oh, the body, good. The physical existence, right? What else? And then the other 4 parts of the mind? Vedana, perception, vijnana. Already said, Vedana.
Mental formation.
Sanya. Sankara. Yeah, the 4, the perception. Yeah, the perception, the feeling, the reaction of mental formation, and the consciousness. Yeah, the 4 aggregates plus the physical existence. The first aggregate is the physical existence, the body. And the 4 aggregates is the mind. So it's 5 aggregates. Why would the 5 aggregates cause sufferings? We talked about that already.
Yeah, they result in clinging.
Attachments. We think this body is real. This existence is real. And we attach to it. When we get old, when we get sick, we don't like it. Why does my body get old? Why do I have to die? Am I mortal or immortal? Right? So because we are clinging so much to this body, to this aggregate, these 5 aggregates. And if we don't comprehend, if we don't understand, then that causes a lot of sufferings and dukkha, dissatisfactions. When we get old, like our neighbor, right? He cannot shovel the snow because he's so old. He's 96. And whenever it's snowing, he's the first thing in the morning, he come out and get his shovel. And this morning he fell again. Yeah. Why? Because he's so attached to shoveling snow. And he's so attached to work. It's not a bad thing, but he has to be wise. He has to know he's not 16 anymore. He's not 26 anymore. He's 96. And he cannot be like He used to be. He hated it. He hated it when he has to lie in bed. He hated it when he has to sit still and not be able to do things. But this is a reality. This is an actuality that we have to realize when we grow old. This is the natural thing to happen. And we are fortunate if we have a chance to get old. Not everybody has a chance to grow old, right? The funeral director told me today that his 19-year-old granddaughter just passed away on Friday. So, I mean, 19-year-old, she did not have a chance to get old. The old that we think 70-year-old, 80 years, 90 years, not 19. 19 is not considered to be old, right? At least 65, old enough to retire. Right? That's old. That's considered to be old. Okay, so we have to understand, we have to start comprehending our own life, and also learn from all that experience, all this outside experience. Learn from what you've seen in the outside, and constantly remind yourself, this is dukkha. This is impermanent. And if we start to cling on the permanency of these five aggregates, we definitely is multiplying our own dukkha. Realize that, please. Realize that, please. Don't wait until the last minute and say, oh, I wish I have listened to Sifu many years ago. Understand this, really. Okay? It's not easy. It hurts sometimes, especially your beloved ones, you know, your husband, your wife, your friends, your parents. You see them go, it hurts. But hurting is normal. You grieving is normal. But you see, this is the real fact of life, a natural cycle. Okay? So it kinds of sufferings. All right. So actually, you see, craving and desire fits into every one of this. Yeah. If we crave not to get sick, if we desire not to get sick, we definitely would create dukkha for us. And if we crave that we will never be separated from our beloved ones, the beloved ones not necessarily a human being. But here it says mostly pointed to the human beings, but even a situation, even inanimate things that we actually cling onto, it could create a lot of dukkha. Yeah. So the fear of losing that actually the worry of losing that actually brings a lot of fear. And the worry about dying, about old age, about sickness, really carry a big load on our shoulders. Yeah. That's why this Buddha said, contemplate on death all the time. Remember, contemplate on death all the time. Remember the Marana Sati Sutta that we talk about. You remember, anybody remember? The Buddha asked, how long is life? How long is life? Yeah, that was the last answer. But you know, the monk said, oh yeah, within 7 days, if we practice your teaching 7 days. The Buddha shook his head. And then somebody said, oh, well, within one morsel of food, and you know, the duration that it took for me to chew one morsel of food. And the Buddha said, and somebody said, oh yeah, then I swallowed within one swallowing. And there was this monk said, within one breath. He said, yeah, you've got the essence of my teaching. Life is within just one breath. Really. Right? Remember that it can hit us anytime. Hit us anytime. So just be prepared anytime. Okay? It's not pessimistic. Actually, it's very optimistic to do it that way. Otherwise, then if we are so alert and aware, we cherish people, we cherish things, we cherish what we have, we cherish this life more because we know imminent life is very imminent. The death is very imminent, not life is very imminent. Death is very imminent. So we cherish, and we don't lose our temper so easily. We don't waste our time so easily. We just use our time fully. Okay. Yes, Sydney.
Question. I always wonder about the difference between cherishing and, say, craving.
Oh, cherishing is you appreciate with a gratitude. Craving is you already have some or you don't have it, and you lose the balance of mind wanting it. But cherishing, you actually have a very positive view, have a very positive mind, and you're actually very grateful of having it. But craving, no. Yeah. Okay. Good. Any more? Can we go on? Okay. So, chapter 33, perseverance in a spiritual battle. Oh, it sounds very, very. The Buddha said, one who practices the way is like a single person battling against 10,000. And donning his armor and leaving home, his will may weaken. He may retreat halfway. He may be killed in combat, or he may return victorious. So let us look at this first paragraph first. The Buddha said, one who practices the way is like a single person battling against 10,000. So a single person battling against 10,000. The 10,000 is actually an analogy. It's a metaphor. Metaphor of what? Actually, metaphor of referring to actually many, many habitual thoughts and actions that we always possess, which constantly become obstacles to our practice. Okay? So these are the 10,000 enemies, but these enemies are not necessarily the external enemies. A lot of these enemies actually are internal enemies. And in here, the Buddha actually is depicting the difficulties and the difficulties as a practitioner, the kind of difficulties that we may encounter as a practitioner, and also the attitude, how we actually adopt, what kind of attitude we adopt when we actually walk on this path. So you can see if we are just a single person battling against 10,000, you can see how many challenges we are constantly facing days in and days out. You can easily name a few hundred within one day. So 10,000 is really not difficult to reach, right? So these 10,000 could be from, as I said just now, from the external. It includes the external environment, the people, the family, the friends, the colleagues, the whole society, the values in the society, everything. Okay, and even the president down south could be our one of the 10,000 enemy, right? If not more. Okay. But the battles within ourselves, it could be like a lot of unskillful emotions like fear, delusion, confusion, lust, everything, anger, ill will, hatred, animosity, ignorance, delusion, illusion. So, for example, if somebody would like to renounce and go forward, we always tell those people not to tell anybody. Keep it quiet and low. Why? Because you will have a lot of obstacles. The more people know about this, the more open you open it up, the more obstacles you will encounter. And it's closer to the day, the more obstacles you will encounter. And sometimes we are so blind that we don't see those as an obstacles to our practice. We see that it's an obstacles for us to actually um, or people will see that those are so many rules, but they don't see it. They actually those are obstacles for to practice to go forth, especially when people would like to renounce the householder life and going into a monastic life. The closer the day, the more obstacles that will actually there to challenge you, to test your determination and your faith. It's very obvious. It's just that those people who are in there, they don't see it. We, especially we have walked on this path so long, and we've seen it, and we haven't seen it. We actually have experienced it ourselves. We experience it ourselves, and we just keep on overcoming. So that's why I love that song, "We Shall Overcome." I love that song because it was a song from my teenagers, but it really helped to remember that all the time. We shall overcome, constantly overcoming our obstacles, constantly overcoming our our thoughts. Hey, why am I not allowed to do this? Why am I not allowed to do this? Why things has to be done this way? Blah blah blah. All these could be obstacles, especially when people wanting to renounce. So remember, this 10,000 is just a metaphor, okay, an analogy, okay. Okay, donning his armor and leaving home. So wearing his armor with no weapon. It's just wearing the armor. Why would you think that Buddha just mentioned donning his armor and leaving home with no weapon? You would think that one goes into a battle, one would carry the armor, and one also would have weapons. Armor is for what? Protecting. Weapons is for? Huh? Fighting, attacking, right? Why would the Buddha just say donning his armor, but no weapon?
Different weapons. He doesn't need armor.
He doesn't need the weapons. He doesn't need to attack. He only needs to what? Protect. Very good. The real the real enemy to attack is who? Yeah, right here. This is the real enemy. So you don't need any weapon. Huh? No, no external extra weapon is necessary. The internal awareness is the weapon. That inner mind, that inner mind is the most reliable weapon. So the mind which is within is that enemy. We are fighting the battle with that enemy. That untrained mind, that untamed mind is what we are fighting the battle with. All right. So this is actually more for protection. And what do you think is the best protection? The armor. What is the fundamental protection? Say from the base onward, from the base. What is the first armor that we need to build up? Shila. What is Shila? Morality. Good. And then the second? Sila? Samadhi. What is Samadhi? Concentration. Good. And then eventually to Panya. What is panya? Wisdom, seeing things the way it is and understanding the nature of existence. Yeah? Good. Very good. You're getting there. Next time you will remember the eight sufferings without me prompting you. Okay. So his will may weaken. He may retreat halfway. He may be killed in combat. So his will may weaken. That's easily happened, often happened, right? He may retreat halfway. Why would he retreat halfway?
Outside influences,
Okay,
lack of confidence,
very good.
lack of effort.
Lack of effort, lack of confidence, lack of faith. Yeah, the faith is actually very, very important. Remember the movie that you saw about this Venerable Yin going to India through the Gobi desert and everything. And he said, I rather die taking one step westward, going west, than live, taking one step back towards east. East is China, west is India. He was going to India looking for the teachings of the Buddha. So he never lost his faith. He never lost his confidence in the Dhamma. So despite all the difficulties, all the challenges, all the obstacles that actually arose on his trip, he managed, stride through, persevere. So, and also there is a lot of times we doubt about ourselves. Oh, have I taken the right path? Am I on the wrong path? Maybe this is not suitable for me. Maybe that is more suitable for me. So, okay, do you think I can do it? I think everybody can do it. I don't think I can do it. Doubt about oneself. Yeah. And also doubt about the teacher. Oh no, she's no good. Look, she's just teaching us those simple stories, giving us those simple stories. No high sound, no elaborate imaginations, no high sounding philosophy. No, no good, no good. So, yeah, bye. So long, farewell. And you see, when I meditate, I don't see light. I don't see the Buddha. Huh? Yeah, you don't get a certificate of enlightenment at the end of 1 day course or even 10 day course. So what's for? You know. so no. So that's why he retreat, right? He may be killed in combat. He may be killed. That means he may be completely abandoned the practice, completely given up the practice, and killed the heart to practice, and lost all the perseverance and the strive on the path. And it's very easy to actually to give up. It's very difficult not to give up. It's so easy to give up and give in, right? We've seen it here happening in the last few years. We have seen it. I've seen people come, I've seen people go, I've seen people practicing diligently for a couple of years and say, oh no, it's not getting anywhere. I'll go and try that. 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 So you're digging a well here for 2 years here. You don't get water. You continue to dig another well here for 2 years. You don't get water. Then you start another new well. You for 2 years. You never get water. You never get water. You spend all the time. So very, very important is sometimes you have to ask yourself when you face obstacles and you get frustrated and you want to give up, you have to start asking yourself, what am I giving up? Am I giving up my complete practice? And is it sensible for me to give this up now? Why do I want to give it up? It's very important. Why do I want to give it up? Ask yourself, be very honest. And a lot of time people say, I don't know. I don't know why I give up. Oh, I'm too busy. Is that a good reason to give up such a sensible thing? Not really. But when we are so distracted, so much distracted, or so much immersed in the outside world, we call the more important things, we actually forgot the most important thing that needs to be done, rather than those things that need to be done. So it's very important to prioritize our life, especially when we reach the age like this now, in our 50s, in our 60s. We really need to prioritize our life because our time is running out. Time doesn't wait for us. And enlightenment, of course, doesn't wait for you. If you don't put the effort in, sorry. You only have so many seeds next life, then don't complain. Okay? So then he said, when Shramanas follow the way, they should be resolute, diligent, and valiant, not fearing what challenges lie ahead. They destroy all maras and attain the way. So the worst mara in our life is our own karma. And our own karma all comes from the past causes that we have planted. Yeah. And any obstacles that actually stop us practicing or hindering us to practice is considered to be a mara, whether it's external, whether it's internal. So external could be your friends, could be the value system, could be the society, the peer group pressure. Those could be mara, because you don't want people to talk about you. You don't want people to laugh at you. You don't want people to sort of look at you. Oh, she's weird. I remember one of my old friend, other friends who used to come to Poland, and she has a little Buddha. She has a little necklace. And one time she went to buy cards from one of the card shop at the Cottonwood Mall, and the lady was chatting with her, very nicely when she was paying. And then the lady saw she had that necklace with the little Buddha, and asked her, "Are you a Buddhist?" She said, "Yeah." And then stern face. You see, that could be a mara. Some people would give up just because too much peer group pressure. Oh, I rather stick with the mainstream culture rather than be an odd one out. Well, the mainstream culture is are they going to, I mean, are they going to help you to alleviate you from your own sufferings? Help you to relieve from your own dukkha? Help you to actually attain the ultimate freedom? So you have to actually justify that. You have to actually think about that. You have to actually contemplate on that and see it very clearly. Don't blindfold yourself. If one day you think that, oh, this can actually give me the ultimate freedom, go ahead. Doesn't matter. Stick with it and practice. If you think this is not going to help me, then find a practice that is going to help you to attain that goal. Okay, don't waste time. So our karma, if we follow the way and diligent and valiant and not fearing what challenges lie ahead, and encounter one mara, we protect ourselves, we fight with it, get rid of it. The next mara come, next mara come, next mara will come. More Maras will come. Don't give up. Okay? It's not easy. It's not easy. But if you find this the teachings, the way is very sensible, it's very logical, and it's very practical, stay with it. The more challenges lie ahead, the more opportunities for you actually to lessen your karma, to remove the stones, the the weight from your burden, the karmic burden that we all carry. Okay. So there are actually four kinds of, we can, the demons, I don't like the word, but a lot of people are using that word. Demons have a sense of evil, but Mara doesn't have a sense of evil in it. Mara is just obstacle that's hindering us to become enlightened. It doesn't have a sense of evil in it. Okay. So the first Mara is the Mara of the five aggregates. So the clinging, right? The attachment to these five aggregates. That is our own Mara. Okay. And then the second Mara is the Mara of the destructive or unskillful emotions that we carry all the time, like fear, anger, craving, ill will, animosity, illusion, ignorance, doubt, pride. Yeah. All those are the Mara of destructive or unskillful emotions. And the Mara of death. Death itself, it could be Mara. Why? Because it cuts short of our precious human life. So we hate it. We don't like it. And it could be and then we could start to worry and very fearful. And because we think after death there's so much changes, so we don't like those changes, right? And but if we could see the whole true picture of existence is governed by the law of impermanence, so where is this Mara of death? He has no place in our life. Yeah. And then the Mara of the sons of heavenly beings, actually this symbolizes our craving for pleasures, desires, and convenience, and so-called peace. Not the true ultimate peace, but we so-called that peace. So this is all this Mara. Okay? So make sure you check on yourself every day. Do I have this Mara friend with me? We all at one time or another constantly being challenged by this Mara. Any one of this Mara. All right? Okay, you have any upcoming announcement? March the 12th, we have a one-day course, but it's already full. And April the 9th, we have a one-day Vipassana course, a bilingual course in Vancouver. If any one of you would like to apply, or 10-day Vipassana, all students would like to apply, it's open starting tomorrow. Go up to Dhamma Therapy website, and I'm going to teach that one-day course. If you guys apply and you want a carpool, we can all carpool together that day. Oh, it's a Sunday in Vancouver. All right. Any questions today? 2 chapters. Good chapters. Wonderful chapters. Okay, let us dedicate our merits. We bring our attention back to this body, to this breath, and constantly experiencing the changes within this physical existence. And we allow this good thought to arise on our mind. for all the benefits that I gather from hearing the words of the Buddha. May I share all these benefits with all beings, human, non-human, visible, invisible, big or small, far or near. May they be free of enmity. May they be free of miseries. May they start to live in a world with brightness, warmth, and experience love and peace. May we wish more and more people who encounter the words of the Buddha to study and to practice and to help themselves to come out from all the entanglements, all the ties, and be truly free and happy. Have a good week. Good night. See you next week.